Welcome to the lecture Comprehensive Ranking System CRS tool. Skilled Immigrant Express Entry is an online tool that we can find in the Government of Canada website, and it helps us to determine the selections requirements under the CRS system. As we can see in this website, the tool helps us to evaluate our skill, education, language ability, work experience, and other factors. What we're going to do in this lecture is basically just simulate the uses of the tool and how you can benefit from doing the assessments online following the link provided in the lecture. So if I'm going to start my evaluation, the first question the tool will ask me is, what is your marital status? For the example and demonstration, I'm going to choose that I'm married, and automatically the tool will generate new questions as an interview. Basically, those answers will determine the next step or the next question, and also if I'm eligible to apply under the express entry based on the answers that I provide during this interview process. So is your spouse or common law partner, citizen, permanent resident of Canada? As the second question, I would say no. Will your spouse or common law partner come with you to Canada? I would say yes. And I ask how I am, how are you? I choose the best answer. So basically, let's say I would say I'm 35 years old. All right. The next question will be my level of education. As you can see, these are factors that important for the express entry profile. I will mark down here that I am basically graduated with a bachelor degree. Have you earned a Canadian degree, diploma, or certificate? I would say no. I would say that yes, my degree was outside Canada. Then now it's asking me about the official languages. If I have a test result that is less than 2 years old. If I say no, probably it will disqualify me. If I say yes, then I will continue. You're going to ask me about which language tests. And as we learned in previous lecture, it's going to ask me if it's a CELPIP, IELTS, or a TEF. I want to choose just the IELTS in this case. Then it's going to ask me for the test score. If I got the test score already, I should be able to find this resource in the test scores in the document that I got from IELTS in this case. So let's say that I got speaking. I got a 7 in speaking. Listening, I like to listen a lot, so let's mark an 8. I'm very generous to myself. Reading, say I just got a 7. Let's say that I'm writing, writing is not my forte. So then it generates another question. Do you have another language test resources? In this case, if I speak French, but in this case, I say no, not applicable. Then it comes to the work experience. Then it's asking me the last 10 years, how many years of skilled work experience in Canada do you have? So remember the question in Canada. I would say, well, I just worked 2 years in Canada. Then in the last 10 years, how many total years of skilled work experience do you have? And this one is just more general. It's not only in Canada, but overall. I would say I have more than 3 years. I work back home for more than 3 or more years. Asking me if I have a certificate of qualification from Canadian province, territory, or federal body. Especially that's basically, we're talking about skilled trades here. I would say no. It's asking me now if I have a valid job offer supported by a labor market impact assessment. If I need one, of course. If I'm exempted, then we'll apply. But let's say no, I don't have a LMIA. Do you have a nomination certificate from a province or territory? I would say no, I haven't got that nomination certificate either. Do you have a spouse or common law? If they will come with you to Canada, at least have a brother or sister. They're talking about siblings in Canada. I would say no. And me and my wife are the first time, the family to think about coming to Canada. Then it's asking me about my highest level of education for my spouse. In this case, I would say that my spouse has a bachelor degree as I do. Then more questions generate. In the last 10 years, how many years of skill work experience in Canada does your spouse has? I would say that she has no experience. She never worked in Canada. I work, but she didn't work. Did your spouse or common law partner take a language test? I say yes. She took she's good at French, so she took the French. And I would just imagine that the result for her were the following: 371, 316, 248 in reading, and 310 in writing. Now it comes to the point that I can calculate my score. This is the final point. So he asked me all the questions required for the assessment of the CRS, and now it's gonna give me the final answer. My results, then it's gonna, as you can see here, it's gonna give you the results based on the information that I have provided answering those questions. And then I can see here in the core human capital factors is how many points it give me for age, level of education, study in Canada, official languages, first official language, and as you can see, give me points for all of these factors with a subtotal of 337. Remember here, always present a guess score out of 1,200. That's based on the 4 part of the comprehensive ranking system formula. So what are these 4? Well, you can see here the core human capital factors, the spouse factors, the skill transferability factors, and then when you see the formula, complete formula, then you can see the whole picture. So let's go down again, and you can see here, so the core human capital factors, with all these factors, we got 337. Under the spouse factors, we evaluate the level of education, the first official language, the Canadian work experience. I just got only this number of points, 26. When it comes to the skill transferability factors, I can have Canadian education. I got all these points, foreign work experience, and I have a subtotal of 88. And based on this, the formula, complete formula, I got a total of 451. And that's the number I know. Okay, and how can I use this number? Well, in the next section, if I go to the 451, that is my actually score on the CRS. So how do I know that I have probability of being invited to apply for PR? Well, I need to check of the previous round of invitations. So if I go here, the round of invitation, it's gonna take me to another page. In this page, you can see here, it's gonna tell me, basically mention several reports for previous years. And here in the resource, it's gonna specify the last round of invitations that have been provided by CIC. So here I can see that the last one was in December 2017. No program specified. Sometimes you're gonna have a program specified. It's gonna be Canadian Experience class or an emphasis program that they choose. Sometimes more, no program specified. It's gonna be general. It's gonna be based only on the score that they want to use. In this case, the lowest ranked candidate invited was with 446, and That was the score that they use to invite applicants. So as you can see in my previous page, I got a final score of 451, and in the last express entry round, 446. I would probably make the cutoff right there. If I would apply before December 20, probably I would be one of the people invited to apply for PR in the last round. So basically that's the idea of how you can use this information, the compressed ranking tool online, and also how can you compare with the last express entry rounds they've been issued by CIC. As you can see here also, this is the score distribution of candidates. 420 candidates in the pool right now are scoring between 601 and 1,200. So in comparison to the rest, it's not that many. That's the top of the top. Between 451 and 600, there's around 1,211 candidates in the pool right now. And with a score between 401 and 450, there's 18,930. So as you can see, the higher your score, the easier the competition. It means that every time they issue something like, we're going to invite people with the lowest score of 441, all these people are going to be picked first until they go down to the number of the quota. In this case, the last invitation issued 2,750 invitations to apply for the PR. So it's interesting to be familiar with these tools online. Again, express entry rounds of invitation is also on the Government of Canada, and that's just when you are doing your CRS assessment, you're gonna see this link right here in the left side. All right. So I hope this information is useful and you can put into practice right away. Thank you.